Hey everybody, welcome back to Medina County, Texas GMRS. Have a review here today of the MML Radio model JC-8629. I bought it with my own cash because I thought it looked pretty cool, and I had been wanting a multi-band radio that received air traffic down, in the low hundreds. Uh, just to monitor, right, and see what they were like. And so I saw this one; it was right at $100 plus good old tax, and so I decided I would pick it up. And I want to tell you a little bit about my experience with it today. It's somewhat good, somewhat bad. Um, so let's jump right into it. So this is a 256 channel multi-band radio. Does transmit on the ham channels, which I know nothing about, so won't be discussing much of that. But I can tell you it works on GMRS. You can receive airband. You can, I know for sure, monitor in the ham bands. I was listening to a few of the local repeaters here over the course of the last few weeks. So initially, the radio out of the box is pretty damn confusing. The instruction manual that comes with it is worthless as tits on a nun. So as soon as you get it, either go set it by the toilet to use the pages as toilet paper or throw it in the fire, whatever you want to do, but that thing will do you not one bit of good. This radio has a ton of buttons, as you can see, and they are not, I don't want to say standard, but on the Baofengs, on some of the radiodities, on all those radios, all the buttons are pretty similar. This one's just kind of different. So the first thing that has driven me batshit crazy is the screen times out after like 5 seconds. So you have to hit the arrow back key or the home key for it to come back on. Currently I have it locked, and want to give you a shot of the screen there. Very easy to see. You can tell I have it a few channels. See, it just went away. So you got to unlock it again. It'll stay there for a few seconds. And I haven't figured out yet how to delay the screen lock or turn it off, and I'll get to that in a minute. Initially, out of the box, it's a plastic Chinese radio. Okay, it's a little thicker than normal. With the belt clip, that adds a little extra. I can tell you the belt clip is not going to last long. It is very cheap, thin plastic, if you can see down in there. So that's the first downside, is it just feels kind of cheap. The volume button moves fine. The channel select knob is great. It took me a minute to figure the screen time out, right? I've already mentioned that to you, but you just got to keep kicking it back on. To jump channels, you hit the P1. That takes you from the bottom to the top, or the top to the bottom. Reading some literature on this early on, trying to get it programmed, I was getting pretty frustrated with the thing. You cannot use chirp to program this radio. You have to use a different type software that I found damn near impossible to get my hands on. One of the reasons it took me so long to do this review was for that reason alone. It ended up being easier to get the Android app, and I say easier because you can't just go to the Android store and download the app that it takes to program this. It's called Super Walkie Talkie. Apparently, it's only available for Android. The web page that I found it on does not offer Apple. It's It's only going to be for Android, and it was a like a 2-hour hunt just to download the app, right? So I have a few things I'm going to flash up on the screen for you that if you decide to get one of these radios, you can get to the Android app very easily. Um, Programming this radio via the Android app, it's not hard, but it takes some time. I think the app would be great if you wanted to just add a quick channel. But to do your initial load, like, our group, we put all the GMRS channels, all the repeaters, and we have our own little simplex channels. We do all the local repeaters that we're allowed to be on, right, that we've gotten permission to be on. So there's probably 30, 35 channels that maybe more that we would want to load into this. Well, yeah, and with this being a multi-band, there's probably going to be 15, 20, maybe 30 more channels on top of your regular channels. So doing it through the app one by one, it's not impossible. It's just screen by screen. So that could pose a problem. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you how easy it is. Once you figure out how to download the software or the app to program this radio via Bluetooth, it's not all that hard. So we're going to turn it on. You're going to go to your menu. No, I got to unlock it first. You're going to go to your menu. You go up to Bluetooth. You turn Bluetooth on. You're going to see the Bluetooth icon on the display. So it's on. So you can exit out of the menu. Bluetooth icon stays on. Bring the phone over here. Hold this up. Hopefully you can see it. You're going to open Super Walkie Talkie. And I'll have instructions on how to get the app. It's not as easy as you think. You're going to click Connect. It's going to list your unit. Connect success. And here you go. So I'm going to read from the radio. You can see it's reading. It will take a minute to upload it from the radio. It's not any slower than Chirp, to be quite honest with you. And I've already tinkered with this and programmed some channels. So you can see I programmed channel 1 to Dunley, or named it Dunley. You have the receive, you have the transmit. You can click this global selection. You can go to channel, your tone, your transmit tone, your receive tone. You have to set them all. It's all screen by screen, right? So it's a little more tedious than having a something like the Chirp software where you can just do it line by line and you're using a full-blown keyboard. You do have to click on each individual section there. So you got to select your channel, right? You select which channel you want. You got to type in the name and then go back out of that. Then you got to do your receive. Then you got to do your transmit. Then you got to go into your global selection and do your tone on your send and receive. If let me try that again. Easy for me to say. You are then going to have to go in if you want to change anything else, such as narrowband, wideband, but you have a whole list of options here. So it is pretty easy if you're just wanting to do a channel or two. The initial setup can be pretty tedious. If you want to save it, you click the little tab up here. You put add. I'll just do this one as test and click OK. So now I have two files. So I have the test we just created and then Don's update, which that's the main one I'm using. And then once you're done making any changes, you click write, and voila, it starts writing it to the radio. So once again, I'll have instructions. I'll probably actually put them on before this clip on how to download the software to your Android phone. I did not see a thing for Apple. I'm not an Apple fan. I'm an Android guy, so I didn't see anything for Apple. Sorry, but I did find the Android instructions, so I'll have those for you as well. All right, appreciate y'all, and we'll see you soon. So keep that in mind. Tried using a few different programming cables. This is a standard K type programming cable jack that hooks to your computer. I had 2 or 3 that I couldn't get to work, and read something where you should probably order one from MML Radio. This is also sold under the Radtel name and maybe a few other names, Radtel probably being the most popular. Everything looks the same. They've just changed this little sticker right here. So programming this, this almost got the hammer, right? We were going to get the sledgehammer out and just record me beating the dog shit out of it because I was just about fed up. So I took blood pressure medicine, sat down for a couple of hours, and finally figured it out. So if you are one that likes to take a radio right out of the box and start using it, this is not the radio for you. All right, definitely not the radio for you. You would want to stick with, something a lot less complicated than this. Let's do a quick power test on it, and so you can kind of see what we're kicking out. When I purchased it, it was advertised as a 5-watt radio. Now, the cool thing, I'll tell you, when I got it, if you can see this, it says 10 watts or less, right? I don't know if you can see it or not. So it was advertised as a 5-watt, says 10 watts or less. So let's see what she's cranking out. Let's get it on a channel that won't open up the repeater. All right. As usual, we're going with the middle set of numbers. The battery is almost full. We are not getting any. Oh, let's see. All right. Well, sorry about that. I took everything apart, cleaned all the contacts off, made sure everything was tight, and it appears to be working again now. So, getting back to it, we're going to test the output of the MML Radio JC-8629, sold as a 5-watt unit, but it says less than 10, using the middle set of numbers. So with a not full battery, we're looking right at 5 watts coming out of it. I can tell you that we were down at a restaurant in a little town called Lytle a minute ago, and I hit the repeater. We were probably about 14 miles away. So that little extra push of power definitely, helped out. Talked to one of the guys from the club, and he said that it was a little choppy, but definitely understandable. So, another cool feature of this radio that I want to show you is it has a built-in sniffer. I'm sure there's a different word for that, right? But what you can do, and you're going to see it's not the best. Oh, it does have a AM/FM band. Okay, if you press and hold the top side button, it turns the sniffer on. So currently it's sniffing UHF band. I'm going to bring this radio over and key up for a minute. It takes it a while to find it. Let's see. We'll set that one there. Once again, it's not the best, but for 99 bucks, see if it's going to find it. And there's really no rhyme or reason. Okay, there we go. All right. So, it finally sniffed out that I was transmitting this radio on 467. It says 0.5495, and no tone was being used. All right, so once again, another cool feature, 99 bucks. What do you expect, right? So you can toggle. So I was on UHF. If you hit P1 while it's seeking, you can do UHF, VHF, 200, 350, and then back to UHF. So depending on what bandwidth they're transmitting on, you have a few options that you can use for that feature. Hit home and go back. It does have GPS capability. I don't know if you saw that when I had the back cover on, but there is GPS on board. It's not like it gives you a map of where the other radio is. It's just, I have it turned off because I only have one of these. None of my other radios have the GPS feature. So I didn't even have it on and really didn't have any use for that feature. But it's there if you decide to order two or several of these. When you have that GPS feature on and you key up, it will send out a tone before your transmission, letting the other radios know what your coordinates are. Okay, so keep that in mind if you have that feature on. One of the other kind of crappy things, once again, you get what you pay for. It's 99 bucks. I don't know if you can see, but this screen is already scratched. I've brushed it up against a few things over the last few weeks. And there are some really fine scratches. I could only imagine over months or year or so that it would be pretty dinged up. So keep that in mind. I don't know if you could fit a screen protector to it or for 99 bucks if you're even worried about it, right? I mean, it's $100 radio. What can you say? The battery on it, it is let me get my glasses out here, 2000 milliamp battery. I can tell you, it seems to burn pretty fast. I did look around, and on MML Radio's website, it says that you cannot get extra batteries for this, so that's kind of crappy. I didn't see any on Amazon, so kind of another bad feature, right? You can't get any extra batteries. There's definitely not a battery eliminator for it. I haven't seen anything. I mean, of course, you can hook different antennas up to this, right? Just because it's the standard male. One of the guys bought me this little GMRS antenna. These things are like 10 bucks and do a tremendous job. So if you ever want like a really low profile extra antenna that will hook to any of these male type adapters here, this is a great I say investment. It's a great thing to have for 10 bucks. Okay, and the magnet on that thing is super strong. Trying to think of anything else I might have missed on this. I'm going to give y'all detailed instructions if you decide to buy one of these, where you would need to go to get the app. Once again, as far as the software goes, I couldn't find it. Couldn't get the cable. It took me forever to find it. I couldn't get my cable to work. I just wanted to put this side by side with the Baofeng just so you can kind of see a little bit taller, little bit thicker, right? So just so you have a comparison. So in the end, would I buy this again? No. I am going to keep it just to say I did, right? It has the sniffer feature on it. It has the airband feature that I like. Maybe I'll get the patience up here over the course of the next few weeks and order the cable and work on downloading the software. Real quick, the software where you're gonna need to go to get the software, where you're going to need to go to get the app to program this through your Android. It's radtels.com/pages/software-download, and I'll put that up on the screen. I may even put a link down below as well. But yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, gosh, I'll give it a 5. I'll give it a 5. I don't think it's going to be durable enough, and the shit it gives you trying to program it, once again, unless you're one of these technical people who love doing that, this is the radio for you. If you're like me and don't have patience for bullshit, then it's not, because you're just going to get frustrated and want to throw it out the window. So yeah, that's my thoughts on this MML Radio JC-8629. If you have any questions or anything else you want to see on it, let me know. But yep, I would, once again, steer away from this unless you're one of the technical kind of people. Hope this was helpful. Hope this has helped you decide whether you want to buy one or not. Keep watching our videos. We appreciate all the comments that you folks have left. I can tell you that they definitely encourage me to want to do more videos. Come find me on Facebook, Medina County, Texas, GMRS. It's a group on Facebook that we would love to have you on. As I'd mentioned before, I would love to see pictures of y'all's equipment, any setups that y'all have of repeaters. Let's get on there and share some pictures and have fun with this. I hope y'all have a great day. If you're down in Texas, stay out of the damn heat. And if you're somewhere where it's cold, send it to us. And some rain. No, I'm just teasing. Hope y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching. See you next time.